So the request I got for this video for breaking down anime poses was to do the character Rengoku from Demon Slayer. And he's actually one of my favorite characters, even though his time was short-lived onto the show. So say, let me go ahead and do a pose for this one. And there's like a lot of different poses, and I probably will start doing a lot of his other poses too, but I chose this one. This is a more popular pose that I've seen that he has, and has a lot of foreshortening in it. For this one, I start out usually the same way as I did before with the head, and I have the center line in for the front of the face. They had the circles for the eyes. I start working my way to the chest, and I've done this one a little different since I had the little circle where the waist is, and every once in a while I add that, but I just did it just for tutorial purposes. I threw that in there to make it look more like a little dummy, or like an artistic dummy. And so right now you see that I added the shoulders in with the circles, and I'm using those as placements to figure out where the arm is going to go. And also I'm placing the hands first. That way I can easily just draw the arms going into the hands, kind of like figuring out the foreshortening of the arm. There's a lot of different other ways of doing it. I mean, I can start from the arm going out or from the hand going in. It all is based on your preferences of the best way for you to want to do it. So you see that I'm going over, I'm overlapping the arm for the shoulders, the forearm. Same thing with the other side. And I'm adding in, trying to figure out where to place the fingers on the hands. And then because the hands are kind of like this on top of the sword, so I'm kind of just showing or drawing the shape, kind of looking like how the hand will be placed on the sword. And drawing the shapes of the hand in those positions is an easy way of trying to figure out where the fingers go, because sometimes it may be a hard time figuring out the fingers, since the hand, as you see on the sword, is kind of pressed on it. So I know it's hard to see the other side of the hand, but different ways to figure out how to draw the hand in these different positions is just draw the shape out. And draw the shape out first, and then add the fingers within the shape. And it's an easy way for me to figure out different positions of the hand, because sometimes the hand can get pretty difficult drawing in different areas and positions. And this is a fairly difficult position depending on your skill level, but it should be fairly easy to do with a lot of practice. And just drawing the shape out first, adding the fingers, circles for the knuckles, then drawing in the cylinders for the fingers from those circles. And it's kind of a way to learn fast for drawing hands. And so right now I'm adding in the sword and a little slight detail to the sword, because I decided let me draw the sword out, even though I'm not really drawing out the rest of the character. And I'm working in the hand on the other side. You see with the hand on the other side, I chose to do the part of the palm, and then I added the circles in for the top of the hand. I kind of worked my way off of that. It was like the best way for me to figure out how to draw the hand, because sometimes I can draw the hand from the palm first, or start from the thumb first, depending on the position of the hand. It's always a challenge figuring out the best ways and best positions to draw the hand out, because the hand will always look funny when you draw it in the beginning, and then once you finally finish it, you're like, oh wow, the hand is there. It just takes a lot of time and practice. You see how everything is overlap. You get the arms overlap, you get the shoulders, arms, the forearms, the hand. Everything is foreshortened. I'm adding in the fingers, trying to draw it in. It doesn't have to be too exact. I mean, you're just practicing with it, trying to jot down the shapes and figure out where the shapes are going, how to draw the shapes. That way you can use this for creating Rengoku, or use it for creating your own figure, your own character, using this similar pose. Darkening up some of the lines, because when you're drawing these, you're going to just erase it and go over it anyway. You see my old videos, you see me erase these all the time and go over it with the details of whatever character I'm drawing. So right now I'm just darkening everything up, showing it a little bit more. adding in other parts of the arm. Yeah, the more these you draw, the better you will get for creating these. And also, you can use the figure too. There's a lot of different artistic figures that you can draw from, like these little drawing dummies you can draw from that can give you the same look. And then the more that you draw of those figures will imprint in your brain, you know, how to place these shapes when you're drawing actual characters or actual poses. And I have a bunch of those. I may show those in some other videos also, just to show you some of the tools that I use for creating poses. Now I'm creating the sword. Man, I didn't have to make the sword. I just wanted to do it just for another added touch to it, adding the flame to the hilt of the sword. It's kind of like a slight challenge, a little 3D-ish. I'm not used to drawing that particular hilt because it has like a flame design that's oddly played or oddly shaped. And since I'm looking off the reference anyway, I'm just trying to see which way it goes. And trying to make that in a 3D line or 3D shapes to on the bottom to give it that 3D effect. But that's it for this video. I'll see more videos like this. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, and comment down below if there's any other poses you want to see. Take care.